The Gemara in Shabbos Daf Lamed Amud Beis Zog Dorten, the Gemara says, Rabbi Gamliel darshaned and said that Asida Isha Shatelid B'chol Yom. La'asad Lavai, a woman will give birth every single day. That's the simple title of these words. Asida Isha, a Gemara, ist doch gesagt für ihre Gemara. As steht in Gemara steht, a woman is going to give birth every single day. Over there in that Gemara, there's a whole list of things that it says about Lasad Lavai. One of the things that it says in that Gemara is about all Ilani Srak, that Lasad Lavai, all empty trees are going to bear fruit. We spoke about that once by Riches. But this is another Indian the Gemara says, when you get a woman to give birth every single day.
How did you going to get pregnant? Every day pregnant?
Oh, so let's see. There's a few Pirushim in this Gemara. Let's start with Rashi. Rashi's the first. No, so Rashi says the same day that she gives birth with one baby, she's going to become pregnant with another baby.
The same night?
The same night, the same day.
Bald,
mat kommt zur Aloche bald. According to Rashi, L'chayret comes out from Rashi. It doesn't mean kipshutai that she's going to give birth every single day. I see the Isha Shatel B'chol means benigay to the heroine and the leda, because the Gemara there brings a pasuk. Hara v'yeledas yachtav. She's going to be pregnant and give birth at the same time. So Rashi says, what's the pshat? The same day she gives birth, the same day she's going to become pregnant. But not the opposite. Not that the same day she became pregnant with a baby, she's going to give birth to that baby that very day. No. She's going to be giving birth to one baby, and then she's going to become pregnant on the very same day with another baby. When is she going to give birth? Bald met kommen bald zu der Halacha von Tumah. Yeah, a minute. So the Marsha over there on this Gemara and this Rashi, the Marsha says that if you look in the continuation of the Gemara, so there was a Talmud that heard this from Rabbi Gamliel, and Liglug all of Oisei Talmud. He laughed it off. He said, how is it possible? It doesn't make any sense. So the Gemara says that he took him out into the field and he showed him. Our Tarnagailis is also gives birth every single day. As I state in the Gemara. So the Marsha on the Gemara says that a Tarnagailis doesn't give birth every single day. The Gemara Marsha, first of all, it's in Pashta Metzias. The Tarnagailis does not give birth every single day. Then the Marsha brings a Gemara in Bechayris, where the Gemara in Bechayris says that a Tarnagailis lays eggs once every 3 weeks, maximum. Not more than that, but not every single day. So therefore the Marsha says that the Pshat in the Gemara does not mean Kipshute that a woman lost of love is going to give birth every single day. Elamai, the Pshat is like Rashi says, that the same day she's going to give birth, she's going to become pregnant with another baby, and maybe she'll give birth quicker. I didn't see clear in the Marsha or Rashi exactly how it's going to work. But the point is, the Ikir is in the Taich of the Pasuk of Hara v'yeledas yachtav. Same day she gives birth, for one baby she's going to become pregnant with another baby. That's Rashi and the Marsha's Pshat. Another Pshat in the Gemara says in Kisvei Arizal. Kisvei Arizal, he learns the Pshat of the Gemara literally. And in Kisvei Arizal he says, I'll read you part of the Lashon of what it says there. B'yamais ha-Mashiach yevdu ha-klippus. When Mashiach comes, all klippus will be destroyed. And you won't need the refinement process like it is now, with the whole length of the 9 months of the pregnancy. And then he concludes, like it was by Adam Arishan, that Adam Arishan and Chava gave birth, came pregnant and gave birth on the same day. That's what he says in Kisvei Arizal. Tzemach Tzedek brings this Kisvei Arizal, and Tzemach Tzedek adds an interesting thing, that this is the way it was, not only by Adam Arishan, but by everybody before the Mabul. Until the Mabul, the Seder was pregnant and gave birth on the same day. Didn't have to wait 9 months. So the point is, La'asad Lavai, when all the klippus that were introduced into the world through Chet Eitz Hadas are going to be removed, so Sachakil, the world is going to return to the healthy state of being where it was by the creation of the world. You won't have to wait 9 months for the Vlad to develop and to grow and to become fully ready to be born. That's the Arizal's Pshat. But the question on both of these pshatim is, what's with the din of tumas nida? Or tumas leida, actually, I should say. There's a pasuk in Parshas Tazria that says that a woman that gives birth, there's a tumas leida. 2 weeks, 1 week, if it's a zach, if it's in a cave, but there's a tumas leida. There's a din of tumas nida, that's one thing. But over here, there's a din of tumas leida. When a woman gives birth, she becomes tummy. So how could she have a baby again right away? She's asala baila b'chlal.
Maybe it just means it's going to be instant. Doesn't mean it's going to be every day. You'll have to wait 2 weeks, but...
So according to the Kisvei Arizal, you're saying that the pshat is that when she'll become pregnant, she'll give birth immediately. Right? But so according to the Arizal, you could say that maybe. But according to Rashi clearly says, Harav Yeledes Yachtav Ba'oisa Yom. The same day that she becomes, that she gives birth for one baby, the same day she's going to become pregnant for another baby. So according to Rashi, this is a very strong question. Rashi clearly doesn't touch that way. How could she become pregnant the same day she gives birth if there's Tumas Leida? So the Rebbe on Igeres HaKadosh, the Alter Rebbe in Igeres HaKadosh talks about the Sinyan. I believe it's Simon Chavav in Igeres HaKadosh. And there, the Alter Rebbe says a third pshat in the Gemara, completely different pshat in the Gemara. And the Alter Rebbe there says that a woman will give birth from one time that she's going to be with her husband, then she's going to become pregnant and give birth from many babies from one time. And the babies are not going to all be born together, like twins or triplets that are born together, but from one time, she's going to give birth many babies over a period of time. One day, the next day, the next day. All from one time. As hij zegt, Alter Rebbe. And the Rebbe there explains that this is what the Gemara means when it gives the example of the Tarnagolis. Because our Tarnagolis doesn't lay only one egg at a time. Tarnagolis lays a few eggs at a time. Even if it doesn't lay eggs every single day, but it lays a few eggs at a time. So that's the Chiddush over here. That a woman will give birth a few babies one day after the next. Without having any other relations with her husband, she'll give birth from one time, many babies will be born. That's the example of the Tarnagolis.
Tarnagolis has together one time.
That's the example that Rebbe gives there. And when it lays eggs, it lays a bunch of eggs at one time.
From one time being with
Yeah. Now, l'chayre though, even according to this pshat of the Rebbe, at a certain point though, I mean, what does this mean? That from one time, the woman is going to give birth endless, without any stop? At a certain point, l'chayre, there's a certain number of babies is going to give birth. Let's even take a number of 100 babies. 100 babies are going to be born 100 days, one after the next. But then after those 100 days are up, the last baby that was born, there's going to be a tumas leida, and you're going to have to wait 2 weeks, the mashal, and then the tumas leida goes away. They can be together again. So even according to this pshat that the Rebbe says, the asida isha shetelet b'chol yom does not mamish mean literally without a hefsek. B'chol yom literally without a hefsek. Eventually there has to be some kind of a hefsek. But it doesn't mean a hefsek for every single leida, because she can give birth from many babies over a period of time. So it answers that question to some extent. Kapanim, the point is we have here 3 different pirushim in the pshat of the Gemara. Rashi's pshat, that a birth and a pregnancy will happen in one day. The Arizal's pshat, that she'll give birth every day. She'll give birth the same day she became pregnant. And the Rebbe, according to the Alter Rebbe's pshat, that from one pregnancy many babies will be born. Yeah, so now the shaila is, what is this machlokes based on here? This pshat in this Gemara, what is this machlokes based on? Let's go back to Rashi. Rashi apparently holds that there'll be no issue with tumas leida lasadave. The same day she gives birth, she can become pregnant again. So apparently Rashi holds that lasadave, there will be no issue with tumas leida. What happened to tumas leida lasadave? So the simplest way how to learn this is that l'chayre Rashi and Alter Rebbe are arguing in exactly which tkufa will this take place. When Moshiach will come, at a later period, The cloud is the Yidua that Chazal say that mitzvahs betelis lasad lavai. Be a later tkufa after Tchias HaMesim, mitzvahs betelis lasad lavai. So then the whole din of Tumas Leida will be bottled also. So a woman can be pregnant and give birth the same day. So maybe Rashi that teaches the Gemara this way learns that the Gemara is talking about a much later time period. But the Alter Rebbe, on the other hand, that explains that it's talking about in a way that there is no issue with Tumas Leida. The Alter Rebbe learns that we're talking about the beginning, when Moshiach comes, and there's still an issue of Tumas Leida. The Rebbe says, if you look into the pasuk, where does it say Harav Yeledes Yachtav? Hineni Mevi Yisa Mere, Hineni Mevi Yisa Mere Tzashur, and so on. And then it says Harav Yeledes Yachtav. So bepashtos, when it says Harav Yeledes Yachtav, it's behemshach to what it says Hineni Mevi Yisam, which is mashma that it's talking about in the beginning, the first kufa, when they're going to be brought. They're going to be brought out of Israel, and right away there's going to be Harav Yeledes Yachtav. So the Alter Rebbe wants to teach the Gemara kepshutai when you get to the beginning, the first kufa of Yemei Mashiach, that even then will be Harav Yeledes Yachtav. That's one pshat. Another pshat is, there's a Beferish Medrash actually. There's a Medrash on Tilim that says that the Eibishter will be Mater Asurim Lasad Lavai. Which is, what does it mean the Eibishter is going to be Mater Asurim Lasad Lavai? The Isser of Nida. The Isser of Nida, where Isha is Oster to her husband, Lasad Lavai, the Eibishter will be Mater this Isser. So, Medrash. And there's many places in Sichis, there's in Sichis Chelik Yudalid, and many places where the Rebbe talks about this Medrash. And the Rebbe explains that the whole Tumas Nida started and comes from Chet Tzadas. Lasad Lavai, when Chet Tzadas will be, the effects of Chet Tzadas will be removed and corrected and elevated, so then there'll be no Tumas Nida anymore. That's the pshat in this Medrash, that the Eibush will be mevatel the Tumas Nida, and the Eibush is Mater Asurim. So if that's what it says in the Medrash when you get to Tumas Nida, so then you could say, and it says it beferish in certain Sfarim, that the same thing is also when you get to Tumas Leida, that Tumas Leida, Lasad Lavi will be bottled. Just like it also says, Lasad Lavi when you get to Mitzeiras, the Tum of Mitzeira will also be bottled, Lasad Lavi. All these things go together. All these Tumas are a result of the Chatoim and the Klippa that exists in the world, starting with Chet Tzadas. And Lasad Lavi, when all this will be bottled, so there'll be no Tumas Nida, no Tumas Leida, no Tumas Tzaras Ba'ilam. Omemela Asidi Isha Shetelt B'chal Yom, like Rashi says. Like Rashi says that every day they'll give birth. That's what it says in the Medrash Sheikh HaTev. It's a Medrash on Tilim. But this Medrash, this is only one day in the Medrash. There's another day in the Medrash. There's a famous Medrash that says, when you get to the pasuk that says, Lasad Lavi Even Mekir Tizak. It's brought also on Ayem Yom. That Lasad Lavai, when a person will step on a stone, and he will be thinking Machshav Zaris, the stone will scream out to him, "Was teretzta of mir, bulach, was teretzta? Why are you stepping on me? What are you thinking? Why are you better than me?" And the same thing, Lasad Lavai, if a person will want to take a fig and tear it off a tree on Shabbos, the fig is going to scream that it's Shabbos Hayom. You're not allowed to tear it. And the Medrash there also says the same thing when you get to the Isser of Nida. That a Isha that's Asura Labaila with Isra of Nida and will want to have relations with her, so automatically she's going to scream, there's going to be a voice that's going to come and tell him that there's an Isra of Nida. That's also says in Medrash. One of the examples the Medrash brings. So from that Medrash you see that Lasad Lavi there will still be a Isra of Nida. It won't be bottled Lasad Lavi. So even apparently this Medrash holds that it's not connected to Chet Tzadas. So there are 2 days in Medrash here. So Rashi is going according to 1 day in the Medrash, and the Alter Rebbe in Igeres HaKodesh is going according to another day in the Medrash. Is there still going to be an Isser of Nida Lasad Lavi? It's another Shaila, B'fnei Atzma. Another way how to explain this Machlokes is that the Medrash, when it talks about Lasad Lavi and it says that Eibush will be Mater Asurim, the Medrash does not talk about Tumas Leida, Tumas Mitzeiras. It talks about the Issa of Nida. Specifically about the Tum of Nida it talks about. Mashenkein, there's other Sfarim that compare. If Tumas Nida will be bottled Lasad Lavi, so then Tumas Leida and Mitzeiras also. But in the Medrash it doesn't say Beferish. So there's a ha'ara from the Rebbe in Lekutei Sichos where the Rebbe says that when the Alter Rebbe in Igeres HaKodesh speaks about this shaila, how could a isha give birth every single day? And the Alter Rebbe there asks a question. He says, tumas leida. When a isha gives birth in Pashas Tazriya, it says it is tumas leida. The Alter Rebbe doesn't mention tumas nida. The Alter Rebbe is only talking about tumas leida. So it's mashma that the Rebbe wants to be mechalik that there's tumas leida and there's tumas nida. It's two different things. Tumas nida is going to be batal asad lavi because chetei tzadas will be corrected and won't be tumas nida. But tumas leida will still be asad lavi. Tumas leida is not a result of chetei tzadas. It's exeris hakosov. It's a separate din. It's a separate tumah that has nothing to do with the union of chetei tzadas. So tumas leida asad lavi will remain, and therefore the Alter Rebbe gives a new pshat of how a woman will give birth to asad lavi. But tumas nida will be batal asad lavi. So it's mashma. That's what the Alter Rebbe. That's the way the Alter Rebbe explains the Alter Rebbe. Mashenki Rashi apparently learned that Tumas Leida and Tumas Nida are connected. They are connected. And if Tumas Nida is going to be Batal Asad Lavai, then Tumas Leida will also be Batal Asad Lavai. So, Benegay to the Sinyan, just to conclude, Benegay to the Sinyan that I see the Isha Shetel B'chol Yaim, so it says in other places, in Medrash and Aziraita, that all the different Tsar, Leida, and the Be'etzef Teil Dibonim, which is what it says in Pashas Bereishis, as a result of Chetei Tzadas, that a woman gives birth, and there's pain and there's labor that's involved in giving birth, that all of those things are going to be batal asad lavai. So you think a woman's going to give birth every single day, how in the world is she going to manage it? How is she going to handle it? But asad lavai, a woman's going to give birth, and it's going to be like before Chetei Tzadas, without any hardship whatsoever. It's going to be mamish like whatever. It's going to be as if before Chetei Tzadas. Ja, so muss ich sagen, Herr, wie Amen und Mamisch.